Hello, everybody. My name is Len. I'm the host of Target Justice v. Garland, a podcast about an extraordinary lawsuit. But today is a bonus episode, and we have with us a special guest from Canada, Shawn Paul Mellville. Hello, Shawn. How are you?
Hello, Len. Nice to meet you.
So this is a bonus episode. I don't know the number yet. We'll figure it out because our regular episodes are released on Sundays, and then when I have special guests, and I think you will find Shawn a very interesting person. Before we talk to our guest, I would like to do something unconventional and give a shout out to my barber, Mike Perron, with Illy's Barbershop in Glendale Heights, Illinois. Many of you complimented me on my beard, and I thought it would only be fair to give credit where credit is due. If you're a man with a beard, you know that your relationship with your barber is the second most important relationship in your life. So, Mike, thank you for the last 5 years during which you have been making me feeling like $1,000,000. And I'm looking forward to many years ahead. I hope this put a smile on your face. And now, back to the show, and let's talk to our guest. This is what I know about you, Shawn. You're a publisher and editor of Civilian Intelligence Network, .ca, Canada. You describe yourself, this website, the following way: we're a tiny yet motivated group of researchers. We do our best to keep the information on this site as accurate as possible. Do you have anything to add to that description?
We do what we can. Well, we just want to know. We just want to know things. I mean, at this point, it's kind of just me left working on this. Most of us have gone our separate ways.
Yeah.
I'm going through the material on Substack, is revisiting the material.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed there's a lot of overlay. So you have like two of these platforms. You also call yourself a global affiliate for Blue Shield EMF protection. And so I looked up this company. This is their website. The company markets devices that produce coherent frequencies within the human responsive range. And there's much more information. And I think we'll touch upon it when you explain things that I'm quite honestly not qualified. This is one of the reasons that I want to have you, because we had an interesting exchange on Substack, and I thought we definitely need to talk. You also author of Shawn Paul Mellville .substack.com, and you describe it as editor publisher of Civilian Intelligence Network gone rogue. What do you mean by that?
Well, like I said, I was just taking the information that we compiled on our main website, and then I was revisiting it and just finding a new venue for it.
All right.
I'm revisiting the information. The research is pretty much done at this point. I mean, there's always other avenues to follow, but I just want people to know this is me speaking at this point.
I understand. Anything else you would like our viewers to know about yourself?
No, it's not really about me. It's about the information.
I understand.
Yeah.
All right. So let give our viewers some history.
Sure.
On November 13th, you posted the Substack Frequency versus Scalar, oversimplified, and you open it. My question that I posted to you, and I said I was under impression scalar waves is synonymous with longitudinal waves. It sounds to me you're assigning another meaning to scalar. So that's sort of the meat of my question, because but right now I can tell you that the word scalar is out of my vocabulary because I do not understand what it means. I know the dictionary definition. I know what physicists call scalar, but you using it in a different way, and that's really the subject of
Sure.
our conversation. But
Okay, and again, I'm not an expert on this either. The man Mark Langdon, who develops the Blue Shield technology, and he's been developing it since the 80s. He is the one I'm deferring to with this information, basically.
okay.
See, when I see definitions in dictionaries or encyclopedias, they're all trying to assign a volume to scalar, and from what I understand, it's not a volume at all. It's not even
Your sound just dropped.
My sound dropped?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay.
Okay. So you probably
I think the difference, honestly, in this regard, a longitudinal wave is going to be a beginning and an end. But when you think of scalar, the beginning and end are the same thing.
right.
Okay.
Right. So
And go on.
Scalar is really. Do you think scalar is related to the word scale? I mean, scale is how we measure things. So the classic definition, as far as I understand, in the Oxford Dictionary, it means scale is something that you measure. So it's a magnitude as opposed to vector. So vector would be a movement, but magnitude would be some kind of amount. And that's the basic.
I don't know if scalar is gonna got its name from scale. Honestly, I don't know.
All right. So
I just know that there's a lot of technology out there that's assigning the word scalar to these longitudinal waves, and mostly it's light. It's terahertz technology for the most part that's assigning that, and I think it's a mischaracterization. I think that's basically what I was trying to get down to. Frequencies, deliverable, measurable frequencies, are not scalar.
Okay. So I have a suggestion. Before we go any further, I would like to address something that I call the elephant in the room. And if you don't mind just going quickly through it, I have several questions so we can finally get
no worries. No worries. You can do your best with me. Look, I'm a house husband trying to do his best to understand information.
I understand.
Also out of my league. I mean, physics, biology, chemistry, biochemistry. And now I have computer programmers trying to school me also.
Okay. Well, the elephant in the room I'm referring to is the article that you published on Civilian Intelligence Network under this section Controlled Opposition, and it's about me. And
it's about your associate, if I recall. I should have revisited the article. I'm sorry. I
originally you said that the original name was not associate. So you
and you emailed me and you did not like it.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I went through it again.
But nevertheless, controlled opposition. We throw out this phrase. I would like to know what meaning.
Yeah, I mean, are we controlled? Are we paid to be on the dole, or are we following information that is dubious? Controlled opposition is not how people throw it around like someone's being paid to say something. Sometimes we just down garden roads, and I've been down them myself. I had to pull back so many things.
So, but when you said so you said they're paid people, and then there are people controlled.
Yeah, like right now, when I look at say what's going on with the slides, the microscopy group, that is a giant psyop in my mind, because you've got people taking pictures at low magnifications, making these statements, making these claims, giving terms from scientific journals, to images that have nothing to do with it. That is controlled opposition. I don't think any of those people are getting paid to lie. I just think that someone has said something along the way and it's become a giant gong show of misinformation. That's controlled opposition too.
Okay. That's
when it comes down to the article I wrote about you, I didn't know who you were. Someone sent me something to look at. I responded to it and I put it up as an article.
All right. So not really satisfactory question, but I mean answer, but I'll take it for what it is. My question number 2, as an introduction to the article that you write,
Can I
Landberg
write
is
that?
either extremely handled or cognitively impaired. Do you care to explain?
I should have reread the article before we had our conversation.
No, well, this is a preamble when in the
Can
section of
you
in the
confirm that this gentleman that you're working with is on the ball?
So I understand that you're planning on removing this phrase.
I'll go read the article again. I'm not.
I mean, this is not in the
doing
article. This is
anything.
in
It's
this is an introduction to an article in this
yeah.
section. Right.
I just don't know why anyone would work with anyone from the CIA or DARPA or the military or anything. Like,
Well,
once you're CIA, you're CIA. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, you do you question that there are whistleblowers who
Yes.
you
100%.
question
When I investigate what people are saying and I go and do my own due diligence, 10 times out of 10, there is 90% truth and 10% lies. I think it's complete misdirection. Yeah.
but
I have rarely found a whistleblower that is accurate. Let's put it that way.
all right, so we have another interesting sentiment that you expressed.
See, when people bring things to me, I research it. I don't trust anything. I investigate everything. So
okay, but when
I reviewed it, I put out an article.
But when you research it, how can you verify something that is classified? You clearly don't have access.
Oh, come on. Everything is classified. Do you think the internet's not searchable? I mean, I think
the internet.
80% of my footnotes are items that have been deleted from the internet.
Are you saying that you have access to confidential information, to classified information that nobody else does?
I'm not going to answer that question. But what I will say is that you want me to believe someone from the CIA is bringing me classified information that's accurate.
I'm questioning how you can verify that if you don't have access to classified information.
Look, a lot of things are available if you know how to find them.
Okay, let's leave it at there. Question number 3. So we kind of discussed this a little bit. So your original title was Dr. Landberg, a zone therapy proponent, has worked with DARPA and the CIA on mind control. And later you changed it to Dr. Landberg's associates have time with DARPA.
You asked me to review the information.
So yes. So you corrected it, which means that perhaps not all the information that you published is accurate, since this was a mistake. Just like you question me, I have a reason to question what you publish.
Well, for sure. That's why I'm here today.
That's exactly. And I'm very glad that we're having a civil conversation, because this is the only way I communicate.
Okay? Yeah, same here.
I don't scream at people, and I don't
specifically.
And I don't take anything personally. Question number 4. You write, recently I was asked about assault.
Did we do number 3? Did we do question 3?
Oh, question 3 was, do you stand by this correction?
Yes, I think the man you work with should not be trusted.
Well, this is plural, associates. So, and you have
yes.
You have.
I only know of one man, so I would have to change that.
Well, you said associates.
Yeah.
This is plural, so I don't know. You use 3 people in the article, but nevertheless, let's move on
and have a look. I'll have a look. Sorry, this is like so low on my thing. I will check though.
Well, this is what your website states, that you are trying to be as accurate as possible. I think this is what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can't like DARPA. What was that? DARPA, Navy. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Navy intelligence. Like, I mean, like, I don't know, man. Do you trust him? Do you trust this guy?
But I are you talking about Robert Duncan?
Yes, Duncan.
He's
That's
my
the name,
friend.
right?
He is my
Yeah.
friend. He is a whistleblower. He testified to Congress about this abuse of technology. Why wouldn't I trust him?
Okay.
All right. So, what made you think that I'm promoting ozone therapy? Because that's
The video that was sent to me was there.
I don't promote ozone therapy. I don't know
Okay,
because
then
the reference that you attached to it had nothing to do with me.
who was it in reference to?
It was in reference to ozone therapy, but you're making a statement that I am promoting ozone therapy.
Yeah. Well, that was the video I saw.
Well, I can tell you that I am not promoting ozone therapy.
Well, that's good. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Is that going to be another?
Yeah.
Huh?
Note taken.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the Robert Duncan question. You, Dr. Lambert, and his associate, who has worked with DARPA and the CIA on mind control, both now work to expose DARPA, CIA, and mind control. So you're clearly referring to Dr. Robert Duncan.
Yeah.
Don't understand what you mean by the word associate because we don't have a professional
Friend.
associate.
Okay, so
He is my
friend and
he is
his
my personal
friend.
friend. Yes.
Personal friend. Personal friend.
What?
Personal friend. Robert Duncan.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. You satisfied with your answer?
Well, yeah, I've seen nothing that this man has said that is shocking in any way. Completely. I don't see even
I,
how
I'm I
it matters.
I
Honestly, I think that there's people whistleblowing that are not talking about the neural interface that is being infected across the entire global population. You bring me someone that's whistleblowing about Franco Vitaliano's Clathrin graphene quantum dots, and you'll amaze me.
this
But if
is
you bring me people that are talking about this antiquated WBAN or intra body nano network crap, like, come on, man. If people showing me slides at 200 times magnification and telling me it's nanotech, like, I can't handle it. I
well.
can't handle it. I think it's
Yeah,
lies.
we need to address it separately. I'm making notes because I'm actually doing microscopy myself, and we can just look at my latest Substack and discuss it. So you have a problem with WBAN nanotechnology.
It's antiquated technology that people are acting like it's like mind blowing right now as if it's relevant.
I mean, it could be antiquated. The name could be antiquated, but the principle, I don't think is not.
It's not what they're
Are you
using
are
right
you
now.
huh?
It's not what they're using right now, is it?
I'm not I'm not I don't have access to the information that would tell me what they're actually using right now because it's all classified.
It is not classified. The thing is,
It's not
it's
classified.
you can take the SARS-CoV-2 sequence and you can go through it and you can reverse engineer the proteins and the enzymes, amino acids. You can find out what's in it. You can go find the programs that they came from, the money behind them. Okay. You can
Okay.
then find all the patents and the developers. You can
Yeah.
completely, this is what we've done for 4 years.
I'm not
And
opposed to
it
I'm
may
not
be
opposed to that at all.
information that has been removed from the internet, but it's not unavailable.
Okay, well, I applaud your efforts. I just
It's
don't
not even my
understand.
efforts. I'm just
I
some guy that doesn't have a pension, that doesn't have anything to
right.
lose, while everyone else hides behind the name Sean Paul Melville. and protects their pensions.
Okay.
I'm not even the person that should be up here having this conversation, but I don't give a shit. So let's do it.
Well, that's exactly my sentiment. I have another question. You're right. Would he, referring to me, would he not be aware of neural lace technology? I am aware of neural lace technology. Would he not be aware of the negative effects of ozone? I think we discussed that. And other supplements. He was deeply rooted in these programs and these agencies.
And if this was you, I want it to be Duncan.
I was.
So I'll go back and
what
fix
was I?
that too.
Which programs and which agency I am deeply rooted?
Duncan. This was meant to be directed at Duncan.
Okay, then you should maybe clarify that.
I'll go through the article again.
Okay, and the question about dietary supplements, although you're not specifying which supplements are bad, you're just making a blanket statement. But what is the problem with dietary supplements?
Well, I have a whole article devoted to this and beyond. It's not just supplements.
The sound.
Graphene. What reduces graphene oxide in the 5G environment?
See, I can't hear you. Sound. Microphone.
Is it better now?
No.
Now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, good.
There.
So which supplements are you referring to? What?
It's funny. Almost everything we've looked into will reduce graphene oxide to its electrical state.
Well, will food do the same thing?
Like say vitamin D in salmon.
Well, vitamin D is an essential vitamin.
Okay. But vitamin D also activates luciferase. So when you're taking a dietary supplement to replace something you're missing, you're just fueling synthesis of nanotechnology.
Okay. When you go out in the sun and you create your own vitamin D, would that activate luciferase?
30% of the sun is delivering the type of vitamin D to activate luciferase. Yes.
3%. And what about
30? Yeah, 30%. Yeah.
30%. What about dietary vitamin D?
Well, 100%. It's just pure
100%.
fuel. Not only that, vitamin D is typically bound with graphene oxide in order to pass the blood-brain barrier. So there's that issue. You also have the issue with gel caps are produced with PEG, which is bound with graphene oxide. This is a whole article. I mean, this is
aren't you affiliated with a company that sells dietary supplement? I saw Blue Shield sells dietary
supplements. I promote Cassandra to kill luciferase, but yeah, they know how I stand with supplementation.
All right, so
I used to take supplements all the time. Yeah. But I don't take anything for like 11 months. My body does what it has to do. The body will, once you reach homeostasis, your body will produce what it needs and what it does not need. People are in a situation now where it's like, I'm magnesium deficient, I'm vitamin D deficient, but they don't know why. They're vitamin D deficient because luciferase sucks it out of you. They're magnesium deficient because clathrine sucks it out of you. So when you're supplementing these, thinking you're low on it, you're just fueling nanotechnology.
Well, that's an interesting hypothesis. I would like to take it deeper.
It's I think it's article number 4 or 5.
But let's not. And
ozone's a big thing too. Ozone's a big thing. There should have been a footnote by this ozone message, right? Right to the supplement article.
I am not. I'm not promoting ozone therapy, so I think we close that argument.
Correct.
But let's not forget that nutrient deficiency is a real.
Right now, I think we've taken the wrong path forward, and we should have probably started somewhere where people would have a basis to know what I'm even talking about. I know you want to deal with what I've said about you. That's fine.
I just want to close the subject because
it doesn't close the subject. We've caused more confusion, really, right now.
Well, because what you have written is confusing.
To you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's probably because I'm either deeply handled or what the word you used,
Well, your friend, man. I don't know.
or
You trust him.
cognitively
He's good.
impaired.
CIA, DARPA, Navy.
You just threw every whistleblower under the bus.
Every whistleblower I've investigated has thrown a pretty major lie into what they're saying from what I've investigated, yes.
Are you familiar with John Kiriakou?
I don't know the name.
Okay, he is
Not
the
offhand. I don't know.
yeah, he's a former CIA. He blew a whistle on the CIA torture program. He spent 2 years in federal prison. What do you think about this?
I mean, I don't even believe Snowden or Assange are legitimate or their incarcerations are legitimate. I don't even believe some of the people that have died over the last few years have died. I think that I think the zone is flooded with shit. I think that the audience is, what was the term I used? Cognitively impaired. The dissonance is huge, huge, especially with this nano crowd, man. This microscopy crowd, I can't handle anymore.
Okay, we'll get to it. I can't wait. Okay, Dr. Bear also presented with Richard Lighthouse, a former NASA employee. What are you implying, that working for NASA makes you a what?
Makes you a what? I feel like I've already stated I'm not going to trust people from these agencies.
Okay, all right. Just blanket mistrust for anybody who works
correct
for government in any capacity
that I have investigated. Correct.
That you have investigated. My final question, and
I'll have a look at this Kiru if we get his whole name.
What is it?
When I get this guy's full name, I'll look into him too.
Richard Lighthouse, yes. You're welcome. He is a public figure. He is a board member of Target Justice. And one of
the board members, yes.
Yeah. So, and then
yes, you got a small club here. There's the Microscopy Club.
What are you implying? You vaguely implying something nefarious, but what are you actually hinting at?
No, I think my beef with the Microscopy Club is pretty firm at this point.
Do you not trust microscopy as a method?
I think if you're going to give me like 20,000 times magnification or 40,000 times magnification, then we can start, looking at something for real.
Okay, we'll have this.
Okay, go on.
We'll have this conversation when we're done.
The Dr. Anna stuff is in that article too. I explain why. I mean, she was willing to work with us until she realized that our thesis would put all of her solutions in jeopardy.
Okay. Well, that make her.
That's like so many people. They're willing to work with us until they start realizing that they can't really push the supplements anymore. They can't push the EDTA IVs. They can't push all this garbage.
When you say things like all whistleblowers are lying, you are kind of not making a lot of friends.
But I'm not here to make friends.
Okay.
I just want to understand what's going on. I'm at the highest peak of my health in my whole life.
I'm very
by following the science, the scientists, the money, and everything that went into it. I try to approach people and say, hey, you want to look at this angle? And they look at the angle until they realize that the money's gone. Oh, you can heal people and they never have to take supplements or pharmaceuticals or goddamn EDTA IVs once a month? Like, that's criminal. Criminal. Like, for what? To pump people full of more graphene oxide? It's crazy.
Okay. Thank you for your commentaries. I'm done with all my questions. And I'm glad that you entertained my increase. And now we can talk about everything else. Back to scalar. My first question actually is, to use scalar, is it a noun or an adjective?
It's an experience.
Well, that sounds like
you can say whatever you want, whatever term you want. I don't know.
No,
I'm just trying to break this down simply for you from what I've learned from the gentleman that develops the technology.
Okay. Well,
there were websites
is out of my
there were articles in the links I sent you by the experts, videos, and literature.
But
I'm a house husband that's getting ready to go do some more laundry and paint some walls for my daughter.
Are you short in time? You don't want to continue?
No, I'm entertaining this, but I mean, come on, man.
All right.
You're more worried about what's being said about you that what a few hundred people saw that article. Like, it's not one of the articles that people want read.
That is my right to question what is written about me.
For sure.
Yeah.
It turns out it's mostly written about the people you're working with. See, for me, I stand alone. I don't care. I know that people say some truth, some lies. Whether they're deliberately lying or not, that's not.
Okay, I understand. I understand your position. Are you ready to talk about scalar?
If you want to talk about scalar, but I'm not the master. Yes, scalar is information. It's not I don't know.
So what's the difference between scalar and information?
What do you mean? Scalar, as it was defined to me, is the information. For instance, you have a 5G signal that's traveling, and people say, well, it's good. The concrete wall is going to stop that 5G signal. And yes, you're not going to measure that signal beyond the wall, but the information continues. So that information is also scalar, yes.
So by scalar, you mean information. So if I say 5G carries information, would that be a correct statement?
5G carries information. I don't know if that would be I don't know.
Okay.
It's basically, I'm just trying to explain it how I understand it.
All right. I asked you a question.
There's an information. Scalar is an experience. There's not a way to measure all these different sounds in nature. Yeah. The way they relate to how they communicate with ourselves. Right. How the birds chirp, how the wind blows, and all that. There's an exchange between us and that information.
All right, that's information. I'm perfectly fine with the word information.
When you look at something like the Blue Shield devices we have, you have millions of oscillating waves carrying this information at I think it's about 5 times louder than a 5G signal. So we become more entrained on those beautiful signals than these repeated damaging signals. That's basically like Chinese water torture on the cells. And so once we eliminate that magnetic field poisoning, which pretty much causes a viral-like reaction. I mean, 5G will cause a spike protein, will cause a cell to look like a spike protein on its own. You don't need any foreign pathogens for that to happen. Like corona disease is magnetic field poison. So when you're eliminating those signals through this information, you get to heal.
All right. So when you say true scalar cannot be measured, if it cannot be measured, how do we know it exists? And if there's a true scalar, then is there a fake scalar?
Well, I define the fake scalar. I'll start there by the companies out there that are claiming to be selling scalar technology. And what it really is they're frequency based and usually a single frequency. So they're not scalar. A terahertz wand is not delivering scalar. It is actually delivering terahertz frequencies that's activating Luciferase.
But we're not talking about frequency. You define scalar as information.
Yeah, exactly. So when people are saying they're selling scalar, they're not. I know one guy that knows how to measure scalar, and he won't tell me how to do it. And I'm pretty sure the guy that develops Blue Shield knows what he's talking about. But this is all proprietary stuff that I don't know.
Okay, but
I don't know.
then if that guy can measure scalar, then your statement is simply untrue.
Well, if he's not going to show me how he does it or
measured.
quantify it, I can't verify what he's saying is right or not.
But yet you are making the statements.
What am I making a statement about?
About
there, you can create fields. You can create
measured.
protective fields. Well, I said exactly how it can be measured. The human body can measure these fields. And our health measures the field. There's no device that does it. I just think that there's information left out. All of what you're saying here.
I'm actually not saying anything. I don't have an opinion. Scalar is not in my vocabulary. So these two statements actually, to me, contradict each other. On one hand, you're saying true scalar cannot be measured, but then you say only living things can measure scalar. So can it
be so a device
cannot be measured?
From what I understand, a device cannot measure it. No. True scalar is an experience.
True scalar.
Fake scalar is a marketing gimmick.
Okay. So can experience
by many companies out there.
Yeah. Can experience be measured?
Can experience be measured? Yeah. My life has improved in ways I never imagined when I started doing this. All I want to do is mitigate 50 hertz. Yeah. That's all I want to do. I want to mitigate 50 hertz and deactivate the graphene oxide in my body.
Yeah,
a year ago, I thought I was going to die.
I don't understand why you're referring to frequency when we're talking about scalar, because scalar is information. And
because when I can mitigate, if I can use scalar technology to mitigate that 50 hertz, then the graphene oxide doesn't reduce in my body anymore.
Okay. So
I'm using scalar to mitigate EMFs frequencies.
Okay. How do you know that you're mitigating? If you cannot measure scalar, how do you know that this is not a placebo effect? Or perhaps it's not a result of interference through some kind of remote neural lace technology or something like that?
Body voltage was the big indicator. So before using the device, the Blue Shield device, many of us, our body voltage was around 2000 millivolts. Afterwards, inside the torus, it went down to minus 50.
So,
and minus 50 is where cells heal. So we knew at a minimum we were mitigating the negative effects, the damaging effects of the EMFs. But we also knew that increased body voltage had a lot to do with the Luciferase graphene oxide in the body. Because EMFs alone aren't going to increase body voltage to that.
Right. So
that's Luciferase battery pack interacting with the graphene oxide.
Right. So you just told me
graphene oxide is the circuit, right, for this nanotechnology.
I just want to get your final answer. Can scalar be measured or not?
I don't know if it can be measured by a device. As far as I know, it cannot be measured by some sort of equipment. It can only be measured by the human being, or all life forms, really.
I think we have some kind of another definition misunderstanding. Are you saying that, do you consider biology a part of technology?
Do I consider biology? In what way? What do you mean?
Technology can do things. Technology is something that is designed. Biology is something that is evolved, but they can do similar things.
Well, I think that science has tried to make biology a technical. They've tried to reduce us to a technical being, a machine, the biological machine. And they're trying to interface us with machine in a biological way. Like the neural interface is biological. That's something that nobody talks about. They knew they could not use technology itself to interface with us. That's why I think all discussion of all these antiquated technologies is pointless, because no one's talking about the actual mechanisms
And
they're using now.
What is the actual mechanism?
Well, clathrin is your interface. That's your protein that they're interfacing with, a human protein.
Okay.
And you have the graphene oxide, which is carbon. And then that's bound to PEG, which is your lipid. So they've created a biological interface in which to communicate with us technologically.
Okay. Do you have some time to talk about microscopy? Because I found your position fascinating, and if you give me a minute.
Look, I'll keep going. I just think we've gone about this backwards.
Okay.
I just think we've gone backwards.
Let me show you something.
I think you've been more concerned about what I've said about you.
No, I just wanted to get it out of the way, and now we're having a real conversation. I'm learning that scalar is upon your definition, it's information and it's experience. And
there's a beautiful article written by someone else on my website. It's called I think it's called Scalar, the Language of DNA. I think that's beautiful.
No, language is also information. So language is also information. So
it's how the cells communicate.
All right.
So what do you think you're looking at here, Len?
I think this, to me, looks like technology.
Okay, now where am I confirming this technology and is in existence?
I can see it under a microscope.
So that's it? I don't have a patent to go on and confirm? Because right now I'm seeing a lot of graphics show up with pictures of people's slides like this, saying like this is confirmation of a chip. So what is this chip? What is the mechanism? What is this chip doing?
This is out of my expertise. I just know that when this is a dental anesthetic carbocaine, and when I prepare a slide and it dries out, it creates things that we have never seen before that look like technology. Would you agree that it looks like technology?
No, it doesn't. To me, what is it? I want to know what this is. What is it made of?
I don't know.
So it's dried out. It's not just a crystalline form. Is it a crystalline
This is an
form?
optical representation of what's in the slide, which was formed from a dental anesthetic carbocaine.
At what magnification?
Oh, this is 100x. Some of them are 200x.
100x.
I at no point I said nanotechnology. I just said technology. Does this look like technology to you?
No, not technology.
It does not.
It
does not.
No.
What does it look like to you?
Well, that would make me speculate. I'd be speculating, wouldn't I? It looks like a crystalline form on your slide.
But you just speculated that this is not technology.
Yeah. Right now, I don't have a single patent, a single scientific journal to say that this is something. What would it be? What could this possibly be?
I'm not
with my body. What's the mechanism? What am I looking at? if we were to think that, is it made of graphene oxide? Like I've seen people say this is self-replicating. What's self-replicating about this?
I'm not making any of these claims. Your questions are misdirected. I'm just telling you that this
When
is
you know what's going on, you see the comments, like your audience, other people's, it's the audience, the microscopy audience is speculating broadly about what this is. Okay. Now, either you're going to let that speculation continue by posting pictures like this with no context. It literally says I'm posting these with no context.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Because I don't know what
to what is. End? To what end? What end does that? What to what end?
What do you think this is an artifact, or do you think this is a real thing, a physical object?
I don't even know what that could be. Any more than these?
No, that's not what. That was not the question.
I don't know what that could be. I personally, I don't care. I mean, until someone's saying, oh, well, I found this and I can compare and I know what this mechanism is for, then we can start having a discussion. But so, I've got endless slides too of my own blood that I was taking for the last few years. I'm not even I don't even bother posting them. I have before and after Blue Shield. I don't even know to what end I would post those. To me, posting something like this causes rampant speculation in an audience that is quite honestly confused and paranoid.
I'm very confused. I'm confused myself. This is what I see under a microscope, and I'm posting it.
Yeah.
I'm sharing it.
Great.
Let's let the experts who know what this technology is come forward and explain it to us.
Has anyone explained this to you? Is there a citation I can review?
No, there's a lot of literature on what you call what we call WBAN, and you think that this is an outdated technology, but the
WBAN, concept, if I recall, did not include any chips.
Oh, it has to include a router, because people emit MAC addresses, and for that you need a router. So
this is a router.
I'm not claiming that. I'm just saying that people do emit MAC address. I emit the MAC address, and in order to do that, you need a router. And it doesn't have to be a nanoscale router. It can be a microscopic router, perhaps assembled from nano materials, but you need a router in order to emit MAC address. How do you explain a MAC address phenomenon?
I don't. The technology they're using is operating with photons. It's on a photon level. It's on terahertz level. I mean, why would they be using this?
I'm not saying they're using it. MAC address is a manifestation that something in your body produces information that can be read in a digital format. We're analog. Our biology is all analog. Even if we produce electricity, if our, for example, brain or neurological activity produces low voltage electromagnetic field, it's all analog. You're not supposed to emit a radio signal that can be read as digital information.
Okay. I mean, honestly, that doesn't even look like anything to me. It's just a square.
It's a square.
It's a square.
Well, all right.
Yeah, and that's an unidentifiable technology. Like, Give me something to read.
But you agree that this is technology.
No, I don't. I don't know what that is, man. It's a picture. It's a picture, and I get thousands of these pictures a day. At 100 times magnification.
All right, so
And yet we're talking.
how
this is exactly what I mean. Like, we're focused on like speculation. We're going to sit around and speculate.
I'm not speculating. I would like to know, how do you explain the MAC address phenomenon?
I don't even weigh into that because it's pointless. I'm trying to discuss technology that has been globally implemented, that's completely verifiable, and from what I can tell, we can deactivate it. Like, no one I know is emitting MAC addresses. That's not something I've been able to confirm on my own.
Okay, I have, and we did a well-done placebo-controlled two-phase double-blinded study. We used the right technology. We confirmed what people in Argentina, in France, and Mexico have found.
The technology they're using, 1.1 microns. I don't know why this would matter. I don't know why any of this would matter.
I'm not debating that. I'm just saying that
you're dragging me into a hole, Len, is what you're doing. Is you're dragging me into a hole the whole time. Dragging me into a hole.
I'm asking your opinion.
Yeah, you don't need my opinion. You said you've done your placebo verification work, and this is all.
Yes, the MAC address emitting phenomenon is a real phenomenon.
What do you need that for right now? If they can interface directly through your neurons and put you into a quantum cloud, what on earth would any of this technology matter? What would it matter?
It matters because people are not supposed to emit radio frequencies that are read in digital format.
Okay. But their technology is not using a silicon-based technology, so you would not be able to read what they're emitting right now unless you have something.
Once again, you are avoiding answering my question directly.
What's the question?
I'm not. Yes,
I think showing these pictures and asking my opinion is useless.
I'm asking.
And I told you I don't have an opinion about MAC addresses.
Okay.
I don't even think I've written about them on my website.
All right, good. So you don't have an opinion whether these images is technology, and you don't have an opinion about the MAC address emitting phenomenon.
No, because that's two things we've not been able to verify in any way. And fundamentally, it wasn't even on the radar of the technology that they've released.
But teams in multiple countries independently confirm this phenomenon.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you would like to discuss today, Shawn?
No. Honestly, I don't. This interview has been borderline terrible. Borderline terrible.
I don't think so.
I don't think we've really discussed anything. You've tried to get me to give opinions on this, which is ridiculous. MAC addresses. You spent 46 minutes addressing an article that's been read by maybe 200 people.
Because it's about
me. It's about you. Yeah. It's about you. See, my website's not about me. My website's about information and verifiable information. And the Clathrin graphene quantum dot neural interface technology. But none of you are talking about at all.
So why did
we're talking about
an article
BS
about me
at 100 or 200 times magnification Like, give me a break. Show me 20,000. Show me 40,000. Get your buddy in the CIA to find us an electron microscope and get us some real pictures. And then we can start having a real conversation.
Suggestion.
Get back to me on what you guys think the graphene oxide is doing inside the body.
Nobody.
I mean, you didn't even have a fundamental. You didn't even look over my website enough to know what the supplement reference was. You quoted me and didn't even look into it. Oh my God!
Didn't look into what? What are you?
The supplements reference, and the quote that you made, like your quote of me. You didn't even look into the reference of what the supplements.
Yeah, because you never specified which supplements you have a problem with.
It's an entire article, 18 pages listed. Everything is in there. There was a footnote right beside it.
Okay. I don't know everything. I don't have all the answers. I was interested in your opinion.
No.
Yes,
You just wanted to set the record straight on your article, and that's it.
Oh,
and then you showed me some pictures.
That is
me pictures for 17.
I showed you pictures because you brought up microscopy.
Because it's a joke. It's a freaking snake oil show and smoke screen. Not nanotechnology, not relevant. I'm seeing graphics constantly of coming up, showing pictures of slides, no citations, no footnotes, no nothing. By doctors, whistleblowers. You see what I'm saying? Completely off topic, irrelevant. What does the CIA call it? This kind of operation.
I don't have any communication with the CIA.
Filling the zone with shit is what's going on. Filling the zone with shit. I see things like this. I'm blown away. We never really, even though I've tried to segue into the actual technology, you've never really discussed it, have you? What do you think of graphene oxide? What is its relationship to the human body?
Graphene oxide is a material that is capable of many things. It has unique electromagnetic properties. It can be used in biological applications.
So you don't know?
I don't know everything. I'm the first one to admit
it. Christ, man. Why are we looking at these pictures if we've not done our research?
Well, I apologize for not having expertise in every area of human knowledge.
Oh, come on, man. You're going to show me pictures of this and want me to speculate, but we can't talk about verifiable information?
You're welcome to.
Len, my respect for you actually diminished in this interview, buddy. It actually went down.
All right. Would you like to stop our interview?
Well, I don't see what we're talking about here.
Okay. All right.
I don't see where we're going here. We've never.
I had questions for you. You answered to the best of your knowledge, and I think we accomplished a civil conversation. Thank you for your participation.
Okay. Take care, Len.
Bye.